Hi, Gianna Dillon. I'm going to read you a book tonight called Not Again, Mr. Cat. And you know what made us think about this? It's because Kai came to visit today. And Kai was very, very noisy and he did a lot of meowing. And then he kept bothering Pop Pop because he knows Pop Pop doesn't like cats. So, anyway, Miss May was sitting in her favorite chair, knitting a blue and white hat, when suddenly she heard a horrible sound. My goodness, oh dear, what was that? She flew from her chair as quick as a bat to see what she could see. There on her porch sat a black and white cat, as cute as he could be. The cat looked up and licked his paw. He was covered in flowers and dirt. My goodness, oh dear, what a terrible mess. I hope that he is not hurt. She opened the door and invited him in. He thanked her with a purr. She gave him some food, gave him some water, and helped him clean his fur. Then Miss May shook her finger and said with a smile, "Not again, Mr. Cat," as she swept up the pile. Miss May went back to her favorite spot to finish her knitting chore, when out of nowhere came a very loud bang, this time from the back of the door. She threw down her knitting and ran with a dash to only find out that the noise was the trash. Who do I see sticking out of the trash? Mr. Cat had decided to climb up on top and take a peek inside. He knocked over the trash, made a big mess, and then he tried to hide. Miss May shook her finger and said with a smile, "Not again, Mr. Cat," as she swept up the pile. She returned to her knitting as tired as could be, and Mr. Cat pranced off to find a tall tree. After a while of peace and quiet, there was suddenly a knock on the door. My goodness, oh dear, this is a bit much. I don't think I can take any more. She opened the door, and a policeman stood there with Mr. Cat held tight in his arms. "I'm sorry to bother you so late in the day, and I don't want to cause an alarm. This cat was found in a very high tree, just a block or two down the street. And your neighbor thought that it might be yours, since you gave him a treat to eat." My goodness, oh dear, I'm glad he's okay, but I'm not the owner, I'm sorry to say. I see that he is scared and a little bit cold. Warm milk does the trick, or so I am told. Miss May took some milk and put it down on the floor. She thanked the policeman and showed him back to the door. The cat sat quietly by the bowl on the mat and brushed his paws with ease. His eyes were warm, his face was sweet, and he purred as if to say, "Please." Miss May looked down with her hands on her hips and shook her head just so. "Not again, Mr. Cat. The time has come. Now you really, really must go." She opened the door and patted him out as gently as could be. "You'll find a good home, I'm sure of that. Just wait and you will see." She closed the door and went back to her chair to finish the job at hand, when out of nowhere came a very loud sound, like the world's most horrible band. Miss May looked out and saw Mr. Cat tangled in chimes and strings. "Not again, Mr. Cat. You really can't stay. You get into too many things." After she opened the door and took a step outside, Mr. Cat brushed against her leg. "Not again, Mr. Cat. No, you can't stay. It does not matter how much you beg." So once again she left him outside and closed the door behind. "Okay," she exclaimed, "now I can work and finally get some peace of mind." But after a while she missed Mr. Cat and all the games he'd play. She thought to herself, he wasn't so bad. I should have let him stay. Outside her window she saw no cat. No noise could even be heard. Miss May missed the cat, his sweet little face, and especially the way he purred. So off she went to find her friend and bring him to his new home. She did not want him to wander around. She did not want him to roam. Down by the flowers, Miss May saw a bag that used to be full of seeds. And sure enough, there sat Mr. Cat, hiding quietly in the weeds. She picked him up and brushed him off. She gave him a gentle pat. I'm glad you're back. I'll keep you this time, my brand new friend, Mr. Cat. The end. Do you think Pop-Pop will say that to Kai the next time he comes over? I'll let you know. Good night. I love you.